lovelies, Barbara here with another tarot reading for the week ahead. It's Monday, the 16th of June, 2025. Hope you had a fantastic weekend, because I certainly did, because it was my birthday weekend. So thank you so much for all the lovely messages I got. I really, really appreciate that. So I hope you had as good a weekend as I had. Anyway, let's get on with your reading. Now, I'm going to use a deck I haven't used for a long time, which is After Tarot. Now, this is a really good deck because it looks at the symbolism of Rider-Waite, but it takes it that one step further, literally after those particular cards sort of appear in a reading. So it's really good to think about what happens next. Depends how you want to read it, to be honest. So here's the back of the cards. Now, I will say I have got 6 cards this week, so it's going to be a long one, all right? And I'll explain when I get to card number 5 why I've gone for 6 as well. So, like I said, there's the back of the cards. Really nice. Really interesting first card. So the lead card is the Devil. Now, slightly different. Mrs. Old Matron. Going on down here, it's that one step further. Remember, the Devil in a normal deck, let's just say a normal deck, it's very much about being bound by certain things. So it could be excesses of anything. It's materialistic excesses more than anything. So yeah, that could be hello, but it also could be money or drink or whatever, anything. Even it's down to being bound in certain ways. So it could be loyalty, literally it could be loyalty, because sometimes you stick with things, a company perhaps, or a partner, or whatever, your friends, because of that loyalty, even though sometimes you need to step away a little bit or just step back a little bit. And that's what this week is all about, is that not breaking of ties, but looking at them from a different viewpoint, which is going on down here. And I'm going to make it really close. And you can see there's like all these monsters in the background. He hasn't changed. He looks exactly the same as in a normal Rider-Waite. But down here, they're getting it on, so to speak. So there will be, at the beginning of this week, this feeling that, yeah, I've got to keep going on this path. Remember, this is After Tarot. So they haven't removed those chains, which is what the Devil is normally telling you about. You know, it's up to you. Take those chains off and go in the direction you truly want to go in. And in this case, they haven't quite managed it. However, what I will say, it's that moment of clarity this week when you realise, well, actually, you know, perhaps this isn't the path I should be on. I'm not saying you should completely step off it and go in a completely different direction, but just use that thought of, is this benefiting me in any way? Am I doing this because I feel I ought to do it? Should I stay in the company because I feel I ought to stay there? You know, right, look at my age. At my age, could I get another job? You know, and why are you tying yourself? Why not do an open university course or anything like that? Why not? Don't let you continue on a path that isn't bringing you that absolute joy. It might be giving you a little bit of a oomph. Yeah, okay, we'll go back to, say, a career type thing. I've got a good income. I'll stay where I am because it's got a good income and whatever. But is it bringing you value in your own life? Could you perhaps, even in this day and age, take a slight drop? Could you take that little bit of a drop in salary and say, well, okay, yeah, I'd much rather do that. You know, you might be working, say, in finance, and you think, well, actually, I would much rather work in a caring industry, or vice versa. It could easily be. It doesn't have to be, oh, it's all about being caring. Are you in the right position, which is at this time? And it is a week of thinking very, very carefully. So the thing is, it will, if you sit down properly and really think about things, what you really want from life. And this isn't just about this week. This is long term. This is very long term. If you've got to retrain on something, if you want to move house, it's not an overnight thing. You've got to put your planning in. And here, the guy has actually made a decision. This is the way I want to go. Now, you think about the 7 of Cups is the confusion card, and there's this going, yay, no, look at me, it's hidden at the moment. Well, he hasn't chosen that one. He's chosen whatever was in this cup, and in this case, is a load of jewels. So it's representing money or security or whatever, or flashy, bright things. Oh, I like the look of that. And why not? Why shouldn't you like the look of something? It doesn't mean you're going to stay on it forever. If that's your initial, right, I'm going to go in that direction, why not? Now, he's actually got, I think it's called an Ouroboros. Ouroboros, is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. The snake that, if you look closely, we've got the infinity symbol. And he's around the magician. If you look at the waist of the magician, he doesn't go all the way around, but he's got that round his waist. So it's that magic. It's life goes on. You know, what goes around comes around, all that sort of thing. And this guy, yeah, okay. I can step back if I want to. What goes around comes around. But the decision I've made at the moment, it will suffice because it puts me in a different mindset. Once you make that initial break of something and it's gone and you think, yeah, do you know what? It's time. All right, I've taken this first step. It might be the wrong direction. You know, you might want to go there and actually you need to go there, or vice versa, or whatever. But just taking that initial step, it's a bit like cleaning out your kitchen cupboards, you know. Once you start, it's a lot easier to continue, and you might get rid of all the ancient herbs that are in there, and you think, right, I've done that, and you think, oh, well, actually, now I've sorted that out, perhaps it's time to completely reorganise my kitchen. But that's another step. You've taken that first step. You've taken that step away from this and actually highlighted that what you need in your life is some change. It could be change of anything. It doesn't matter. It even could be the minutest change. What gives you initial not gratification? I mean, that's pretty much doing that. It's that, yeah, I've taken that step. Or I might have made the wrong step, but at least I've taken it, and it shows I can make changes when I need to. So what's the next card? Here we have, now this is wonderful. And this is what I mean by this after tarot thing. So there's the hangman in pretty much the same situation as he was, you know, would be in a Rider-Waite. But here there is someone giving him water. We all need water to survive. What does water represent in tarot and most spiritual things? Emotion and spirituality. And this is very much a card of that waiting for that enlightenment. But you can't get to this place unless you make a decision to change to start with. So even changing in the slightest moment can make a difference. And it's that, right, okay, I'm feeling different. I can actually move on. I have been given an opportunity. This water, it's not in a cup, is it? It's sort of more, well, it's a jug, actually. So I've got to look over my glasses on this. Yeah, she's pouring from a jug there. So it's almost like a chalice. A jug is a chalice. It's the same thing. It's holding water. So it's that emotional feel as well that, yeah, do you know what? I'm feeling really good about myself. And this is such an important week. And I do believe, remember, on Saturday, it's the summer solstice. What perfect time to aim for change. You know, it's the longest day. It's going to be like amazing. All right, the nights are going to start drawing in afterwards, but you're not going to notice it for months and months and months. It's like something to aim for. Why not go to Stonehenge or somewhere, or just do something in your garden or whatever. Just celebrate that day and actually have that shift in the mind and the heart that, yeah, okay, I can make changes. I have the confidence to do that, and it will be an emotional sort of change that can really focus you on the future. So assuming you do that, this is really unusual. So, and I had to look very carefully because obviously when I drew them, I looked at them briefly. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Now, if you look really closely, I do like this, it's so clear. She is actually, normally she's like looking down at the, you know, oh yes, there's my pentacle. Here she's holding it up and she is reflecting her own self, her own face. And she's, yeah, this is a reflection of me, that feeling of security. This is what I really want. This is the true me. This is who I've always wanted to be, perhaps. Or perhaps it's only recently you've decided you want to be a slightly different person. Don't ever change completely. Don't ever, never forget your past. Never forget your upbringing. Utilize it to create something that is so important to you, and that's going to bring you a lot of joy, and it will take you so much further. So here again, I'm sure it looks more like a rabbit in Rider-Waite, but here it's most definitely a hare. It's like, whoa, yeah, you can really move on. The fact that she's not looking down anymore, she's like, yay, let's get going. What can I do with this newfound confidence that I've gained within this week just by making this small change, this small decision? And it can bring you so much joy. However, now this is where it comes from. Look for the card. Here we are. Now, when I shuffle, I'm going to keep holding it at the back for a minute. When I shuffle this deck, normally what I do, if a card jumps out, that's the lead card. And it came out and I thought, oh, I'm not using that. I'm putting it back in again. But I did say out loud, as one does, if you appear again, I will use you. And it did. Now, it's the Five of Cups. Now, this seems to be turning up a lot recently. And here we have the guy that's turned around. Normally, again, in Rider-Waite, you can see the back of the person. Funnily enough, we did this card in my last tarot club in earlier this month. Not this card, the Rider-Waite card. So he's still crossed over his heart there, he, she, whatever. Still looking at the cups. And if you look very closely, there is someone drowning or asking for assistance. And do you know what really came to mind with this card? That's why it wasn't the lead card. I didn't want to use it as a lead card. That change of mindset that you can spend the week working on will enable you to start thinking. This is almost like a little bit, not a warning, but a piece of advice. This is very much an advice card. Once you start having that confidence within yourself, it will enable you to turn around and help others. So I am going to say, this is a week where you can look back on your past. Remember I said earlier, I said, don't forget your past. But it's very important because of this card. Those things that have happened to you, don't like, oh yeah, well, I'm like I am because of this, that and the other. Yes, you are, very likely. But utilize that experience, whether it's good, whether it's bad, to help others. So if you've been in a position where somebody didn't offer you the hand of peace, that's a weird thing to say, but a helping hand, that's better, a helping hand, and you've never forgotten that, how did it make you feel? How did it make you feel? Did it make you feel like, oh gosh, you know, why didn't they help me? Well, then utilize that. Why would you want to put that feeling onto someone else? So if you see somebody in a similar position, then give your hand out, help them. Even if it's only to say, if you see them in the street. I'll give you an example actually. A few months ago, and I might have mentioned this recently, I was walking down to the shops after 6 o'clock, you know, some of them are still open. And I walked down, and you know when you walk past somebody and you sort of clock something, and I thought she's crying. So I actually backstepped and I just went up and said, "You all right?" And she said, oh, yeah, just had some bad news. I said, "Are you okay? Do you want to talk about it? Do you want me to walk?" She said, "No," but she said, and she took my arm and she said, "Thank you so much for asking. Not a single person has asked me how I feel." And I said, fine. And she walked off and she was not happy, obviously, and I'm not blowing my trumpet on that. It was just something like, oh, hello, because I can remember being in that position. So utilize your experiences, help other people. Don't turn your back on them. Help them. You don't have to throw yourself in. It might be just like literally 30 seconds, just a smile. But it's really important. There's so much rubbish going on in the world at the moment. And people are becoming less and less kind, not because they want to be, not because they're so angry or anything like that, because we're actually scared to. So perhaps it's a bit of a week of sending out that light, which is very relevant, bearing in mind that we've got the summer solstice. So yeah, let's send out that light to the world. Oh God, I sound a bit preachy now, but hopefully you'll understand where I'm coming from. Now, you do a week of that and hopefully, and continue afterwards, look what you end up with. So this is the 6th card, because I thought, well, okay, what happens if we do that? And look at this. So this person has already helped, where are we? The 2 people that were begging before, or they've moved past. And here is somebody who we can't actually see who they are. But if you look very carefully, it is a wise man white beard, remember the symbolism. If you see an elderly person, well, it's got to be a guy, it's got to be an elderly guy in tarot, then it's going to be wise, representing a wise outlook on life and experience. He has a staff, so you could say almost a wand there, who's helping him move on. This guy is going to bring so much more to this guy who's actually handing out the charity. By doing so, it's going to be a brand new learning curve for you, for me, everybody. And it's helping you. This, I feel, is actually a future version of this person. Yeah, you don't have to be one of these people go, oh, look at me, look what I do, look what I do in life. I'm so good at charity. I help all these people, brag, brag, brag. You can just do it subtly. Just one person's all you need to do. It's a bit like driving, isn't it? If everybody let one car out, the traffic would move perfectly. And it's that sort of thing. And again, remember, smiles are contagious. So even smiling at somebody, it will lift their spirit, and they will remember that and possibly pass it on. So there's my preach for the week. Have a fantastic summer solstice, whatever you're doing. Put it in the comments what you're doing on summer solstice, if anything, even if it's only just sitting in your garden if you've got one. And I will see you next week. So have a fantastic time. See you soon. Bye for now.